in the pathway that we should take, given the political deep waters we have to swim through. And I tried to ask the question yesterday: how do we take an advantage of the political imbroglio, given the fact that both sides, be it the left, be it the right, or even the politicians who are in between, are all desperate? I was just telling my guest before he left, we were talking about it after, I asked that question as to if the perpetual injunction also covers the local government, given now they have direct access to their finances. And I was saying to him that they're all desperate, they're all desperate to grab the structure, because it's all about the structure. And I said, and I asked you yesterday, how do we ensure that we have a firm grip on the structure, so when these politicians attempt to own the structure, they would have to go through you and I, right? I asked that question. And today, as I was stepping into the studio, I was discussing with the editor on desk, Oyekachi, and he told me about how there is that report that certain people who are loyal, we now have these titles, pro Wike, pro Fubara, we've got those titles, that these people are going to seek the leave of court to stop the allocation from going to the local government. So once again, it shows you that these politicians indeed are looking at owning the structure. So the question I asked you yesterday was very, very important, and I'm going to leave that question, for you to answer it to yourself, right? That's not the show. The show is opposition lawmakers in the National Assembly have raised an alarm over an allegation that they may be the plot by some groups loyal to the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, to secure a court injunction to stop monthly allocations to local government areas in Rivers State. Now, the spokesperson of the coalition, Ikenga Ugochinyere, raised the alarm in a statement today. He alleged that the pro-Wike group has already filed a legal process at the Federal High Court seeking to withhold the monthly funds to the state LGAs. By the way, the PDP, has got its crisis. I told you, I think at the start of the show, that the PDP, I think we also had it in the news, the 4 o'clock, is it the 4 o'clock or the 5 o'clock news, that some persons loyal to Bala Mohammed have gone to court asking the court to restrict members of the PDP from stopping NEC. I think the NEC is slated for what is the 24th order. I need to confirm the date. However, they've gone to court and they are saying the NEC must hold. Remember that the discussion as to who should be the acting chair of the PDP is stop on the issues that they will likely discuss on that day. Also, the issue of some states' primaries, or is it congresses now, I beg your pardon, would also, River State among, would also be discussed. And so it's really important that we talk about all of these things and still link it to the move to stop allocation from coming to River State. Now, was it on Saturday during the luncheon? The FCT minister, if you remember, because I did play some of the sound bites, so if you remember vividly, he did mention that he was going to fight and not let anybody take the structure of River State. And he did say River State is not like other states. He also said that the PDP governors who are intending to take away the structure from him, he would also, show them, what we mean by show them. So how is this going to affect, River State? Because I was just subtly celebrating, I was secretly celebrating that, the politics that we're playing, or that we were playing, I think we're still playing it, in River State, as reduced, and we're waiting for the Supreme Court to give judgments. And so we can allow governance flow and allow conversations for development on the show. But then this happens. So I'm wondering how this will affect, one, the local government administration, because if the local government does not have funds, how then will the local government pay workers? How then will the local government go about administering governance to the people in that local government? For instance, now that in Awuda West, in Akinima to be precise, there are issues of flooding, what can the local government do if there are no funds? Just like we see in Awuda East, where there are insecurity issues, if there are no funds, how can the chief security officer, who, by the way, is the chairman, go about his duties to help the police restore sanity, peace, and calm in that area? These are some of the implications I'd like us to look at. However, if for any reason that ex parte order is granted, it will mean that the court has indirectly said that the 5th October elections should be questioned. And if that is the case, it's taking us all the way back to square one. This is zero now, or is number now, and means that we have to all of these political bickerings from the very start. How does this affect the state? And yet again, it starts that conversation that there is the desperate attempt by either side. I'm not taking sides, and I really do hope that you don't take sides as well. I know it's going to be difficult for you, but I do hope that you train your mind for this particular conversation to focus on development, on the people of Rivers State, and imagine how it will affect. My guest for the last show mentioned how important the local government is, and that it is, or it didn't talk about importance, but he talked about how the local government is a part of the state. And if the local government is crippled to a large extent, whether you like it or not, the state will be affected. So I'd like to hear from you. Because it means that the mere delay in salaries, that's if it's granted, if now, I'm not saying it will be. I'm hoping we can find an amicable solution to all of the angles and bickerings and battle and all of that. But let's go to the phone line. I'm going to open the phone lines around because it's a conversation I really want to get your thoughts on, and I do have a commercial a few minutes to the top of the hour, right? Let's go. 08792300002, 08179230003, 08179230007. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? I really want to know. I really want to know who you are. For what? 089306416. Let's start from. So it says, RISEC disobeyed a court order not to go ahead with the elections. Whatever decision the court gives for disobedience to the court order is a welcomed development, and the governor should be held responsible. But one thing I'd say in reaction to what you've said, it means that if what you've argued is what it is, then we have to a care system. If we're going back to a caretaker system, remember what the Supreme Court decision or interpretation is. Some kind of confusion. And so the question then is, how are you reacting to it? I've got Jude from Omuma. Jude, welcome. Let's get your thoughts quickly.
The news I've read is really touching. And the one can see the desperation of the group, the people, the economy of River State. Then my question is, if the court, the judiciary, whom I have seen to be a problem, can go ahead to grant such order, they can as well grant an order stopping allocation going to states. If allocation going to states, if the court can say no allocation should go to Imo State, Abia State, any state, what does that mean? But
Jude, we are not lawyers, but from a point of law, the court can do that if the court finds reasons to. So let's not make it like it's just black and white. There are gray areas as well. The court can decide. I just
asked question.
Okay.
I asked question. If they can do that, that means they can go ahead to scrap states. If you deprive any state or local government from getting allocation, you have, in other words, scrap the states. So I don't know how this will ever work, but the desperation of these people is really affecting Rivers people. And if the court grants that order, for me, that means the local government.
So let me come in. Let me come in now. When you say it will stop states, I mean, for instance, there are states where the government, Edo State recently concluded its election. It's not on the same page with other states, right? So I think the court, if it finds a good reason, it can alter how certain things operate. Once again, on the point of law. I don't know if you agree with me on that one.
Well, I'm not a lawyer like you two, but let's see how it goes. But it will affect Rivers State. That's your question. It will affect us very, very much. Very much. The 23 local governments and the people of Rivers State will be seriously affected.
All right then. I've got Muriel, and Muriel is calling from Okrika. Muriel, welcome. What is on your mind?
Thank you. Kevin, good evening. Look, I think the local government chairman and their workers need to be patient for some time. They need to wait. In fact, the local government chairman they should not plan now. They can't make any plans for now because I don't know if they know actually the kind of amount that will be sent to them. If they know the amount they will receive, this is just the beginning. Maybe after the first and second disbursement of money is going to come to them, they begin to know how much, they are expecting every month. But for now, I think they need to be patient. You cannot plan on nothing, on what you don't know.
Muriel, are we talking about the same conversation? I'm wondering.
Yeah, you're talking about the local government, various local governments, and
No.
No.
I'm talking about the fact that some people have gone to court to attempt to stop allocations from going to the local government, and according to Imo Ugochienri. Okay, so you would have to listen. You would have to listen and arrange your thoughts and do callback so you can contribute appropriately. I've got Eze Ken from Ubumini. Eze Ken, welcome.
Good afternoon, Canada.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Canada, you see, as far as I'm concerned, since the Supreme Court had given an order to the whole state in this nation that are operating under committees in the local government, and the River State governor has even before the announcement or pronouncement given an order of local government election in this state. Since he had successfully conducted that election free and fairly, I believe the elections and the results and even the allocation to the local government chairman will be writtenly given to them, because that is what the Supreme Court said. Whosoever that is filing any petition against the outcome of that state or local government election, I think that person is beating around the bush.
All right.
Because they were the people yearning for local government elections before the crisis reached to its climax. I don't know if you are getting me.
But is again, look at it from this angle. Yes, the Supreme Court has said everybody conduct elections. But does it mean that, the argument from the pro-Wike side is, does it mean that you wouldn't follow due process? So what would be your reply to those arguments?
My dear brother, the argument and the agitation is out of frustration. Because as far as I understood what was going on, they were ambushed for this let me say the respect to have the documents in order to make sure that the election will hold. That is where they were disappointed by their strategy to stop the local government election in the state. I don't know if you are getting me. So whatever petition they are filing, whatever motion they are moving against the allocation to the LGAs in the state, that is what they want to frustrate the local government chairman who are duly elected by the various local government in the state.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Let's take care.
I've got
Calling from
Madam Dota from Gukana. Madam Dota, welcome.
Good afternoon, sir.
Welcome, Madam Dota.
Thank you. I have you said the same thing. Due process is the key. Supreme Court didn't ask us to go appear.
For more talk, news and sports, stay tuned to Nigeria
alleges plot to stop Rivers LD allocation. Lawyer warns of constitutional crisis ahead of Supreme Court ruling of pressure mounts to remove PDP acting national chairman. Looking at the foreign scene, Russians fear death after plane shot down in Sudan. Details in the 6 p.m. bulletin. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808717215. I am Kalada Korubatubo. On X, Nigerian Field PH. We are active and interactive, or better still, you can call me, via WhatsApp as well, or via the call line 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, 0817 923 0002. Let us get your thoughts, what you think about some of the things we've talked about. If you're just joining us, what are we looking at? We're looking at the story that got released not too long ago. I think it was a presser done by Imo Ikenga Ugochienre, saying that some pro-Wike groups have gone to the Federal High Court and filed an application. The court should grant all of the government. But say that the government of His Excellency Simnalambara should pass the budget before the Martin Miller letter. See, all of as court is asking for, or they're asking the court to stop the payment of money to states association. All of that what happened still happened, and now it's just trickled down to the local government. So my question is, how are you reacting, to this conversation? Want to stop patient in court. What did the old terms? This one says, good evening. I think an election has been conducted in Rivers State. Winners of such elections have been sworn in and they have resumed at various LG headquarters. Let's leave the validity of these elections to the courts to decide. Let the funds due.
Pro the governor or pro the governor or pro the wicked. One thing they should remember is that their brothers, sisters, their fathers, their mothers, they are working in the local government. So any attempt to stop allocation to the local government, they are causing harm to their own family because progress will not even happen in their family. So it's better for them to stop. One person is not more than the state. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Levi. I've got Isaiah from Buguma. Isaiah, welcome.
Yeah, Kalada, good evening.
Yeah, welcome.
If you stop the allocation of the state in a state that lays the golden egg, and then you are also saying that you need the crude barrel to increase so that you can have more money to sort national activities and all of that. And the other hand is also fomenting issues that will make people to go back to the creek and begin to see how they can fetch from their father's farm. You understand? So I think they should think wise, put on their thinking cap. But I tell you that when we tell you that the structure is the sole battle of the River State political issue, the day the 5th of October came to pass and the governor coasted home victoriously, you can see that there is a very huge blow on the other camp. It is that structure that you can take to 2027 election. All the processes of the local, the election that produced the governor, it arises from the local area. That is where we talk about the structure. That same structure you are hearing, that is where the soul of the structure is, and that is why the battle is so fierce to that level. And that is why you even hear the governor, the former governor came and said, 2027, you think we will allow you to write results and go? Nobody is writing results. The power that will do the grassroots work is not with you anymore. Now, if you go by calculation, the 23 local government chairman is there. You will only have the former governor will only produce candidates of 48. And the governor here will produce 48 plus 23 local government chairmen plus 300 and almost close to 400 councillors elected. These are structures added to 48. 48 means 32 assembly, 13 House of Reps, and 3 senators, making 48 plus 23 plus 300 and close to 400 elected councillors.
All
you
right.
can see that is the structure we are talking about, and that is why they are G3 looking for every means to see that they can scuttle and think they can grant the government of Rivers State. But we are looking up to the president. He should not allow what happened in his era, during Obasanjo's era, to happen here in Rivers State. Knowing fully well, here is the place that lays the golden egg. Late Yaradua was very careful to the point that he wouldn't allow militancy to overwhelm his government. He did everything.
All right, Isaiah, I've got to go.
Of peace.
All right,
Thank you,
I've
God
got
bless
to
you.
go. Origi from Ogbogo, welcome.
As much as I dislike what the two gladiators are doing, I mostly dislike what Ikenga is completely causing in Rivers State. Ugochi Ikenga should allow Rivers State to manage their problem. He shouldn't be the one crying more than us. We might look Ikenga to be a savior to us, but he's a problem, a destroyer.
You can't use such. You can't say it's a destroyer. I mean, it's politics being played. So
problem. Yesterday,
okay.
Can you remember that yesterday and today there was a total lockdown in Southeast? What is him doing about that? What has him contributed to make sure that his people goes on their business? If you know what the Southeast they are basing on their trading, and that is 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, no selling, no nothing, no business. You know how much that they clamp down? Let this man discuss his own home and allow Rivers State to be. I don't look at him as somebody making proper and good thing in Rivers State. He's causing us problems.
All right then, Origi, thank you.
I don't like what the two gladiators are doing for him.
All right.
Granting down the local government money is not a good one, but let him rest at his home. He has his own constituency. What has he contributed? Much as I checked, he has done nothing in consistency.
All right, thank you, Origi. I've got to go. I've got Emeka from Elela Limini, and after Emeka, I'll read messages. I want to read messages now.
My dear brother, good evening. I don't know what is happening in this country. How can you stop a local government allocation? Do you know that we have 30 years of government? Because you are not satisfied with the election, then you want to up the allocation.
Let me ask a question. Emeka, let me ask you a question. If it was a caretaker government level by the end of October, would the government send allocation state? Okay. So then, can you argue? Wait. Now, my question. Just wait. Hold on. You talk. I promise. Then, can you argue that if you are saying, for those of course the pro-wiki, you are saying that the election that held was illegal, can you then say? I can hear myself, by the way. Can you then say the funds? Can you then say the allocation should not go to that government?
It can't happen now. There was a democratic elected local government chairman in Rivers State, and it was the order of the Supreme Court. We must say we are not a banana republic. We have some people who come and want to control the state. It's not possible. It's a civil servant money. It's a state money. It's a local government money, not a politician money.
I see.
It's not assembly led by
I see.
democratic government money or anything. It's our money. Nobody can stop it. Can somebody stop a federal allocation? Or can somebody stop a state allocation? But you are keeping quiet in this country. Thank you and God bless you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Emeka from Elila Limi. Let's read some messages now. This one says there won't be any need for caretakers because elections have not been held, so the former chairmen still have their tenure extension running. They should be sworn in until proper elections are held. Oh, so that's what you... Oh, so that's the argument, right? That's what the pro-wiki people are arguing. I didn't even think of it from that angle. But it just says no court would grant such an obnoxious order stopping an allocation to a tier of government. Godwin from Chinda. This one says no court injunctions can be granted to stop LG allocation in Rivers State or any state in Nigeria. Remember that they filed the similar suit to stop revenue allocation and mobilizations commission to stop Rivers State allocation, but court declined to grant it. If you have any problems with the LG election, there is a tribunal court for it. The application is a mere academic exercise or good journal justice. In law, you never say never, right? But this one says there will be no caretaker. Remember, there was an extension of tenure for some local government chairman by Martin Samedi. For those of you arguing in that direction, that also has been set to be illegal, argued by some lawyers, right? It's almost time for me to leave the studio. It's almost time. But this one says, but some people are claiming that those politicians are fighting for the benefits of Rivers people. People with such mindsets aren't fighting for the benefits of Rivers people, but their own their selfish personal political interest to the detriment of Rivers State. All right, I do have a commercial coming up. I think it's health related. It's not. Why are you shaking your head? Come and tell them what it's about. Come tell them.